which makes him a hard charger. Won him an Australian title here at Archerfield. But it's Al Starling to lead them away down the back straightaway now as we're on a start lap out of turn 4. Green light. Blair Granger rounds them up on the outside. The number 5 car from the Windsor Bridgestone Tyre Centres. Car of Blair Granger down on back straightaway through turn 3 now. Al Starling. Cameron Meehan and Michael G tail out the pack. Michael G on the inside of Cameron Meehan. Squeeze the brake, runs it down now the back straightaway. But our race leader is Blair Granger over the number 89 car of Al Starling. Al Starling running very, very strongly. Oh, look at Shane Polger working his way through the ranks out of position 5. Now runs on the racetrack position 3. But it's all Blair Granger. He is strong so far. Shane Polger, the number 37 car, now set sail for Al Starling, who squeezed the brake, opened the door for Shane Polger through turn 4. It wasn't quite there for him. Now runs in position 3 as he chases down Al Starling in the American Grand Prix body car. Al Starling hanging low on the racetrack, trying to regain as much ground as he can. Not quite working for him. Shane Polger moving up onto the back of him. Calvin Hamilton that time a little loose out of turn 4 in the number 99 car. Door wide open for Shane Polger. Lumping flag now going out to Kylie Alberts as Blair Granger closes in on her. Al Starling, though, all over the racetrack. Shane Polger trying to make his way now. Which way is he going to go around him? He's undecided. Points the car down the inside. Door not wide open. Shane Polger just squeezed the throttle as we've got one left to go for Blair Granger over Al Starling and Shane Polger. John McGeorge starting to work his way through the pack. This is the first time out for a couple of years. Oh, Michael G around the outside of John McGeorge. Awesome stuff out of the number 11 car. Checkered flag at the ready for Blair Granger. Look at Michael G trying to round up on the outside. A little bit of a coming together. Great job from Michael G off the back of the pack. Little damage for John McGeorge. Oh, action hotting up here in the Super Sedan series. Oh boy. Pressure's on already, but what about the win from Blair Granger? Can't take anything away from there. That was a stunning drive. Out in front very, very strongly. Commanded the lead and just never looked back. Shane Polger was moving forward on the racetrack. Come out of 5, ran 3 at the finish of the race. And Michael G, once he got the hang of the race and starting to get with it in the Super Sedan, just planted it upstairs and went for the run around them. A couple of times it was there. Position 5 will be Chris Alberts. He's swapping over the drivers in that car now back in pit lane. Out of 6 will be Darren Bates. Out of 7, John Leslight. Out of 8, Brian Misson. 9, Chris Stacey. As we wait for the Alberts car to come back out of pit lane. This will be a good drag to the first. We run here on the 8th and 9th of January. Cracker. Australian champion will be up here, plus 4 or 5 cars out of Newcastle and 5 Americans. What a Super Sedan night that'll be. January 8th and 9th, the Australian champ will be up here for that. And big night Super Sedan racing with the hot shots out of Newcastle who think they can take it to us. Get it? But that will be a big Super Sedan night. As we get set to go green here, heat 2. Peter Warren to the front, Jamie McHugh up on the inside of him now. John Leslight already up into 3rd. Here's the race, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Peter Warren, Jamie McHugh. John Leslight tucked the car on the inside of McHugh. Door didn't open on him. John Leslight high on the racetrack as he runs position 3. Ross Prince coming through into 4 also. This is where the race will be now as the field starts to settle down. Pushing the car out of turn 2 for Ross Prince. Took the momentum out of the car, lost a little bit of ground. Our race leader, Peter Warren, coming under siege from Jamie McHugh. The number 23 Miami Smash Repairs car on the inside. Peter Warren opened the door, suffered push squeeze, the brake, Jamie McHugh through. John Leslight now runs 3. Jamie McHugh, the brand new car for him, Chev Camaro car out of Miami Smash Repairs, strong as you like. John Leslight chipping away at the tail of Peter Warren. There is the door open now. Leslight on the inside. Peter Warren gives him racing room. Leslight unable to capitalise. But it was all Jamie McHugh out in front. Peter Warren's got the Commodore working very hard now. John Leslight's got his work cut out to try and drive it around him. Both cars suffered the push at turn 2. That is a tricky part of the racetrack. But Jamie McHugh is really working strongly out in front now. He is starting to assert his authority over the field in this heat race, heat 2 of the Coastline Vehicle Transport Super Sedan Super Series. Peter Warren runs in second, John Leslight third. The number 81 car, the American Truck and Parts car, the brand new car out of Murwillumbah this year, is just working the tail over of Peter Warren. And it's Jamie McHugh down the back straight away underneath the Coca-Cola clock now. He's got one left to run. One left to run. The number 23 car out in front over Peter Warren and John Leslight. Leslight looking for a way through. He needs the points. Can he get it hard enough down the back straight away? Little loose on the exit. Lost the ground once again. Coming around to greet the checkered flag though, the number 23 car of Jamie McHugh, our heat race winner, over Peter Warren and John Leslight. Fourth on the racetrack will be Ross Brims, followed by the number 77 car, Chris Alberts run 5, Brian Miston run 6, John Sheehan runs 7th, with 2 cars out of the race being Darren Bates and Chris Stacey, but the Super Sedan action coming thick and fast here at Archerfield this evening. First time out, a heat race win for the number 23 car of Jamie McHugh, running his second engine in the moment in the car. Bigger engine plant being built by Brian Schuster here in Brisbane for Jamie McHugh for the bigger races later in the year as Chris Stacey picks up the witch's hat. Al Starling, Kylie Albertson at the back of the pack. The number 11 car of Michael G. Car's now rolling as we're on a start lap out of turn 4 this time round. As I pointed out a little earlier, John McGeorge, very aggressive on the throttle. Hard charger. Car's exiting turn 4 now as we get set for the green. And John McGeorge has bolted away from Cameron Meehan. Shane Polger on the inside. Right rear beats the left front anytime. Shane Polger now down the back straight away. Worked the car hard as he chases strongly. John McGeorge leads the race over Shane Polger. Cameron Meehan runs in third. The 99 car of Calvin Hamilton now just gave a very loose Cameron Meehan a little bit of room. Back to Wayne Randall, Al Starling. Already Michael G starting to work his way through the pack. Will suffered a major push. Had to slow the car down. Took the momentum out of it big time. But our race leader, McGeorge, has gone. The car of John McGeorge very strongly right up against the boards as he puts the car half-track high through turns 1, 2, runs it down the back straight away now. Former Australian Super Sedan champion John McGeorge set the car very nicely through 3, 4, brings it off the exit now. Shane Polger runs in second. Also working half-track high on the racetrack, the number 37, Breaker Milk car of Shane Polger. Had to hang on to it a little bit through the middle of turn 2, but works down the back straight away very, very strongly now. Works the outside of the racetrack on the entry through turn 3. Works mid-track high, brings it off very high on the exit of turn 4. Already John McGeorge is through on Kylie Alberts. The rest of the pack chasing down Shane Polger as they bunch up behind Cameron Meehan. John McGeorge now just eases off the throttle a little bit, realises he's got a lot of room behind him. Kylie Albert's a little bit out of control in front of Shane Polger, who is now through, as we have one left remaining for John McGeorge now as he's on his final lap, heat 3, $250,000 Coastline Vehicle Transport Super Sedan Super Series. Cameron Meehan still runs position 3 on the racetrack. These guys just having a little difficulty getting past him as a checkered flag is greeted by John McGeorge. In heat 3, Shane Polger runs in second. A lapped car through, then Cameron Meehan runs third over Kelvin Hamilton, Wayne Randall, Al Starling, Blair Granger and Michael G in the Weatherall Smash Repairs Falcon, the number 11 car. Superbly turned out car from Weatherall Smash Repairs, as is the pace chute. But our race winner, our heat race winner, heat 3, John McGeorge in a time of 2:06 dead, 2:06 dead. So the times are starting to come back a little, Kevin, in the heat races. Unless that is the way they're opting to start the race. Pace car off the circuit now. It is Darren Bates to lead them away. The number 6 car of Darren Bates. On the inside, on the outside of him, John Leslie. It'll be interesting to see how this brand new car works the outside of the racetrack right at the very start of this race. Gone on Darren Bates. The field just drove straight round him. Chris Albert's up to third. Ross Brim's up to second, but our race leader under the Coca-Cola clock for the first time, John Leslie. John Leslie with his very good... bit and took off. But John Leslie, our race leader, has a little sideways on the exit. Ross Brims is chasing him very hard in the New South Wales number 77 car. Third is Chris Alberts over fourth place, Jamie McHugh in the 23 car. Jamie McHugh looking to spear that Chevy Camaro underneath Chris Alberts somewhere on the racetrack. This might be his opportunity. Oh, Jamie McHugh, just give him a touch-up. Unable to pull the car up through turn 4. But John Leslie is away. Ross Brims is chasing him, not letting him get into the 2 distance. As Jamie McHugh has another run at Chris Alberts, got in this time on the exit through turn 2. That is the number 23 car. So now the 3 American bodied cars. That is the Chevy Camaro of John Leslie, the Pontiac Firebird of Ross Brims, and the Chevy Camaro body car of Jamie McHugh runs position 3. Peter Warren now looking for a way through on Chris Alberts, making a decision on which way he's going to go. He went to switch the car on the inside on the exit of turn 4 and has out-dragged Chris Alberts down the front straight away now. Worked the loose stuff on the exit of the turn, brought the car back down again, put Chris Alberts a little bit out of shape. But running in 4th place now, that is Peter Warren, the number 18 car from the Sunshine Coast. We've got one left to run as the checkered flag falls. The checkered flag falls on John Leslie over Ross Brims in 2nd place. 3rd place, Jamie McHugh in the number 23 car. The number 18 car of Peter Warren runs 4th over Chris Alberts, Brian Misson and John Sheehan tails out the pack in the number 4 car. And that car of John Leslie's already just 2 heat races under its belt, looking very strong for the start of the season. There's our field. This is going to be some sort of race. Lights off now as we get set to start the race. Lights off down the back straight away. We're on a start lap, Speedway fans. This is it. Super Sedan racing at its best. The $250,000 Coastline Vehicle Transport Super Sedan action. John Leslie to lead them away on lap 1 of 30. Oh, Leslie little loose. John McGeorge rounds him up on the outside. Jamie McHugh around onto the infield. And Blair Granger goes with him. Fireworks in the Super Sedan race already. John McGeorge, our race leader, over the number 81 car of Peter Warren. And we've got it all happening at the back of the pack. Chris Stacey, Darren Bates and John Sheehan. And going around in that group is also Michael G. But, oh boy, we got fireworks on and off the racetrack. Super Sedans underway once more. As the field now rolls around. Just waiting on Wayne Randall and Chris Stacey to move on. Wayne obviously looking for a push. Righto, we're down to business now. Lights out, indicating to all drivers that we're on a start lap this time round. John Leslight sets the rolling pace on the racetrack. 30 laps the journey. Complete restart on the outside of him, John McGeorge. Two very experienced campaigners off the front line. Two of the young guns behind. Jamie McHugh and Shane Polger. As we've got a green. John McGeorge one more time into the first turn, had it at the point of no return. Got it back, run it down the back straight away. Field now sorts itself out. Leslight nose under John McGeorge. Shane Polger and Jamie McHugh battling it out. Shane Polger works the outside of the racetrack. Jamie McHugh inside him. Off turn 2 now, the leading pack run. John McGeorge, John Leslight, Shane Polger, Jamie McHugh, Peter Warren, Blair Granger. Order unchanged as Jamie McHugh fired it under Shane Polger. Polger turned the car in a little deeper. Jamie McHugh through and has put the car around. He's done a loop in the middle of the group. Whoa. Bad luck for Jamie McHugh now. In the brand new car as we have a caution on the racetrack. Someone, I just don't know who yet. It looks as though Jamie McHugh's being sent to the rear. He would be saying, I got a tap, I got a tap. It wasn't me that went round. You're seeing things. But there is the field now rolling in a single file position. That's how they will start. And it's going to works in front of him. So what I'd say is we'll probably go lights out this time round. Yes, we are. We're on a start lap this time. As I said, John McGeorge's call, anytime. He now goes. Leslight probably a little bit off the pace that time, didn't quite go with him. Shane Polger was there. Peter Warren also hanging in. Blair Granger. Cameron Meehan suffers a major push, looks down the inside of Blair Granger, but it wasn't quite there. Oh, Cameron Meehan in all sorts of trouble. Calvin Hamilton dived to the outside of the track to miss him. Chris Albert got through as we're back to our leading car of John McGeorge, John Leslight, Shane Polger, Peter Warren. And we've got the car of Wayne Randall and Jamie McHugh having a coming together at the back of the pack. That car of Wayne Randall suffering all sorts of trouble. Firstly, mechanically, secondly, handling woes. But John McGeorge, our race leader, out in front and in his hard driving, aggressive throttle, sideways style, he is leading the race. John McGeorge, John Leslie runs with him in second place. Shane Polger runs in third. As the leading cars now go through on Chris Stacey, who ups to the inside of the racetrack in a very sportsmanlike manner to allow the faster cars through. There's our race leader on screen. John McGeorge, John Leslie, Shane Polger. Shane Polger, the milkman from Gympie. Now has the car working half track. John McGeorge down the back straight away. Going very well at this point in time. Is as sharp as the cars, carrying good speed on the exit of the turn. He eases the car in. It's in turn 3. We've got an incident. That is Al Starling around, as well as Wayne Randall, as all cars now swerve to miss the cars as we have a caution on the racetrack. One more time. Blair Granger, who won a heat going away earlier this evening, has also got a car that it's a very strong car and can come on. So we've got 22 laps remaining. Right now we've had engine temperatures up and down. We've had tyre temperatures up and down. The contact patch of the tyre on the ground is a very important part of the race car on a Super Sedan. It is John Leslie, this time not going to be caught napping. As the first 3 cars go together, Peter Warren just a touch off it. But here is Leslie. Turn 1 and turn 3. So we've got a car that's little tight on the way in, loose on the way out. Here comes Shane Polger now, stuck the car up the inside of Leslie. Backed out of the throttle to let Leslie run through the turn. Shane Polger's got the car a little loose. Peter Warren tapped him. Shane Polger was on the point of no return. That's why Peter Warren got him. Nothing malicious in it. Just a racing incident. Now as the cars all settle, our race leader still John McGeorge over John Leslie. Shane Polger running in third. Peter Warren fourth. Blair Granger fifth. Now the second pack of 3 cars is where the race is at this point in time. Cars come up again once more on Chris Stacey. John Leslie backs out of the throttle, knows that he can run on the inside of Chris Stacey. Leslie's got his nose right under him. The rest of the pack follow through as we now go back to Shane Polger and Peter Warren through on Chris Stacey, but our race leader, John McGeorge, just starting to inch his way away from John Leslie. Leslie threw the car into the cushion, bounced it off on mid-corner, so he had a clean exit out of turn 4. He's trying every trick in the book, Leslie, to try and pull back the lead of John McGeorge, but I've got to tell you, he's working hard at it. So is John McGeorge in an ill-handling car. Shane Polger just hanging back a little bit. Peter Warren right on top of him now. Peter Warren in the number 18 car working over the inside of Shane Polger. Very strong K-car engine in that car of Shane Polger's. Peter Warren's car now still on the back of Shane Polger. Blair Granger hanging on to the back of the number 18 car of Peter Warren. Leslie and John McGeorge still going at it at the front of the pack. Now as the race deepens, what we've got is John McGeorge just sort of opening the lead away from Leslie as he comes up onto a couple of slower cars. McGeorge on the inside of the racetrack. John Sheehan stays up high. Leslie now through on the inside of John Sheehan in the number 4 car that's being lapped. As they run now down the back straightaway, Shane Polger, Peter Warren and Blair Granger are the next group of cars to come up on the slower car of John Sheehan. Lapping flag out consistently to all of these cars at the back of the pack. John McGeorge had it a touch sideways on the mid-corner, bounced it off the cushion, exited okay and ran down the straightaway. Flame belching out of the exhaust as McGeorge works the throttle on the race car. The number 81 car of John Leslie, it's just hanging in there. The race has settled down now, everybody running a consistent pattern. But I think John Leslie working over the tail of McGeorge, here's the opportunity as McGeorge comes up on a pack of slower cars. Les Light now is going to make the decision. What's he going to do? Run it to the outside, hang on the inside. McGeorge through on Brian Misson, Cameron Meehan on the inside of the racetrack. And now here is Les Light, pulls up on the inside of McGeorge in lap traffic. There's a door open for McGeorge. Can he capitalise? Can he run it through on the outside of one car, inside the other one? There it is, outside of Chris Albert. John Les Light now forced with the same decision off turn 4. But I can't believe it. McGeorge recapitalised the lead on John Les Light. What a race we've got at the front of the pack. These two guys going at one another. The two Johns, there's Les Light up onto the inside of McGeorge. The pass as clean as you like, crisscross on the racetrack. McGeorge now comes up onto the inside of John Les Light and takes the lead back over. Oh, it's on here. Well and truly, this is like Mike Tyson and George Foreman going at one another. Round for round, pound for pound. Lap by lap. Here is John McGeorge a little sideways. There's Les Light on the inside. McGeorge hanging on grimly to the lead. Les Light attacking all the way in that head slant style that he has. He is now on the inside of McGeorge. He is making McGeorge work the outside as they miss Wayne Randall by inches. And another caution on the racetrack. Wow, the action is hot. Boy, oh boy, what a race. Can you believe this? The front two guys going at one another like you wouldn't believe. Motion to Robbie Hicks. I need a little help here, Robbie. The bonnet flapping on the Blair Granger car, son of Roy Granger. Just asking for it to be put down. Oh, awesome race between John McGeorge and John Les Light. We're also looking forward to Paul O'Neill coming back. Throw Paul O'Neill into this deal. Jesus, what a battle. Okay, John McGeorge leads him away. Les Light dives on his tail. 7 laps left remaining. 7 in this. Can McGeorge hang on? Can Les Light attack him? Les Light through the car sideways, through turn 2, as the field now thunders out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Les Light going at the inside, McGeorge on the outside, clean as you like, but Les Light had to get on the brake, created a push in the car, back down to the throttle, hasn't touched McGeorge. McGeorge on the outside, what a race, John McGeorge, hang in there. John Les Light going at him. McGeorge covering his ground. Still running in third, Shane Polger. Oh, Shane Polger had it sideways that time round. 4th, Peter Warren. Let's concentrate on the leading 2, though. Now we're looking at John Les Light, opted to make the car run upstairs, looking to lengthen the straightaway, and we've got action one more time. That's Kelvin Hamilton up in turn 4, had it a little sideways, opted to pull the car out of the race. Now McGeorge has opened up the gap over Les Light. He just rolls through the throttle on turn 3, does Les Light, and also John McGeorge. They pick it up down the back straight away. That was Brian Misson almost around. Jamie McHugh a little loose at the tail of the pack as he works his way through. We're missing the action from Jamie McHugh because we're concentrating on the front 2. But it is all John McGeorge. Can Les Light 4 or 5 car lengths pick up the distance? We've got one left remaining. The message is going out to McGeorge. 1 left. Les Light knows he's only got 400 yards with the car around in turn 2. We've got a car, that's Chris Stacey. Another caution on the racetrack with only, it was to be 1 left remaining. I assume now we're going to go green, white, checkered. So 2 laps left in the race. We're racing, we got a green with 1 left to go. John McGeorge down the front straight away. Through 1, suffered a push, brings it off, 2 okay. Les Light, Shane Polger, as the checkered is being ready now. The field down the back straight away for the final time out of turn 4. Our race winner, John McGeorge. In second, John Les Light. 3rd, Shane Polger. 4th, Peter Warren. 5th, Blair Granger. 6th, Jamie McHugh. 7th, Cameron Meehan. 8th, Wayne Randall. 9th, Chris Albert. And rounding out the top 10, the number 7 car of Brian Misson. Trophy presentation, Kev.